Welcome back, everyone. Sorry for the inconvenience again. Mr. Henry, able to join again?
Yeah, it's here.
Okay, super. Thanks, Henry. When you can start.
Can you share your okay?
Just make me host. Make me the host.
Okay. Done.
Okay, you've done this. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yes, we can.
Better.
Go on.
Okay. So what I was saying, if I were to trade this market, I would have waited for a break in trend line, which happened here. Okay. Hold on for a second. I would have waited for a break in trend line. This is a trend line. Okay, which happened here. And a retest. This is actually a retest. I don't know if I sent any picture of break and retest. Okay, I'm going to share some pictures of structure. We call them structure in markets. Okay, so now this is a break in trend line, and this one that has come down to this point. Look at the points. This kind of forming, this red one, is called a retest, and this market has the chances of moving this way. You see, to this point, then a little bit down. If it breaks here, then probably a little bit down again. Then the next target would be around here, a little bit down for retest, then up. You see, it's what I've done, right? This is chances of this market when trading from technical analysis. I'll give the reason later. So what actually happens in such market is that it follows a pattern. It's called structured trading. It follows a pattern. It's called structured trading. When a support or a resistance is being broken, there's always a chance of retesting, which in this point, the retest is this area. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Here is the retest is this area coming down to retest the previous resistance, which has not turned support. So the likelihood is that it's making lower highs, it's making higher highs and higher lows. That's a sign of change in trend. You understand? So let's do a trend. Let's draw a trend line. You go to your trend, to your tools, take a trend line and draw it here. You can see that it's actually moving towards the upside. You see? It's actually moving towards the upside. is an indication that the market has changed trend in 1 hour. So, but if you want to trade technical analysis, another thing you need to master is time frame. Okay, each time frame detects the kind of trader you are. Some people trade time frame of monthly, yearly. Those are position traders. They just trade market cycles. Okay, Bitcoin has gone down. The only thing left now is ready to go up, but I don't know when. I'll just buy and hold. Those are position traders. So their best time frame is longer time frame. We have swing traders. Swing traders are traders that hold a position for more than one trade, for more than 2 days upward, a few weeks, a few months. And they often trade with either daily, they use daily time frame to do the analysis, to predict the market. We also have day traders. Day traders, they trade the market during a day. So their best candlesticks are ones lower than a day, like 4 hourly, 1 hourly, 30 minutes, and all that. So we also have scalpers. These are very quick traders. They trade with 5 minutes to 10 minutes to 20 minutes candlesticks time frame for very short profit, but they do it often. Scalpers can actually do 20 trades, having 20%, 20%, and all that, so making a lot of money. But another thing you need to watch in the market is the volume. The volume. When the volume is increasing, it means money is being put into that market. Okay. So there's some indicators I will bring along the line for us to know about. So basically, I've talked about drawing tools again. Drawing tools, which are your lines you use to draw support, resistance, and also a trend line and all that. So that's that. So another important aspect of trading is structure. Trading structure is indispensable if you want to be a very good technical analyst. Trading structure is key to it. So sometimes we have different structure, which I'm going to send to you after this class. So everyone's going to watch it. And maybe if there's any question they can ask. But structure trading is very important, it's vital. Yeah, sorry for the interruption. Okay. Let me do something.
Can I ask a question, please?
Oh, okay, go on.
Yeah. Taking hourly time frame, for instance,
Okay.
since each candlestick represents an hour, and it can be red or green. Does it mean that within that, because I know that within that hour there are buying and selling, does it turn red if there are more selling and turn green if there are more buying within that hour, or how does it work?
Okay, that's a very good question. Let me go back to the charts again.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, I heard him
Yeah,
clearly.
I'm suggesting we should reserve our question till after the end of the teaching, so that you will teach, we'll be able to achieve the goal. After the teaching, you can ask your questions and then we answer.
Okay,
Okay.
that's
Yeah, is
also
that
good
okay?
too.
Is that okay by
Yeah,
us?
yeah, that's also good
Yeah,
too.
that's fine.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
All right, go on.
Okay, so I was talking about structure. So I want to remind us the 4 key things we need to notice or have in mind in technical analysis. Number 1, drawing tools, which you can use to draw your trend line, support and resistance, and also as well as so-called trend channel. Trend channel is a path where the market is flowing to. So I want to draw a trend channel now. So a combination of all this is what gives you higher probability. Some people will just assume that maybe it has gone down, it will just go up. No, you have to look for an edge over the rest so you don't make mistake. So I can actually have a trend channel with this. Okay, a trend channel. Okay, you see. Okay, so what I'm doing. This is a trend channel. Okay. So it shows you the path that the market has been moving. Now this channel has been broken. The support, the resistance has turned support. It has been broken. So this is invalidated. If I were to enter this trade, I will enter after this retest, the particular candle that is on. I will allow it to close and for it to show an upward sign from higher time frame. Okay, in this sign now is showing a lower sign because if you look at this one, it has the pin bar. That means there is a great rejection in this green candle, a very strong rejection at this point. So it has tried to move up under rejection. So I've explained trend drawing truths. So the next thing I want to say here is understanding of structure. That will be in our next class because there are different types of structure and what they mean. So we're talking about the next thing to talk about is candlestick psychology. Each of these candlestick is representing the psychology of each trader. Like here, at this point, it means that most traders started selling out. They sold out to this point. At this point, they are still selling. Probably when it gets to this support, it might likely bounce back. So if you want to trade, it's okay. When it gets to this point, I will enter this market with the previous knowledge of technical analysis that a break in trend line and a break in trend has occurred. And I will set my stop loss. When I enter here, I'm expecting it to come down here. That is 2366. Then I will wait for a candlestick to show me a confirmation. Okay? There are candlestick that signifies something. I wouldn't want to enter a market when the candlestick is red, hoping it to go up. No, I'd rather enter a market when the candlestick shows a sign to upside and is also good for an entry point. But what I will do in this market, this is what I want to trade for the day or for the week. I'll go to lower time frame and confirm if there are signs that the market is about to move to the upside, because it's from the lower time frame we get what the market is doing fastly. Okay. So it first of all shows in the lower time frame before it reflects on the higher time frame. So when I find any possible entry, like in this case, this green one, this is a hammer. It has shown green in the previous times. 1, 2 hammer, another hammer. It's an indication that, and it's also showing from the trend line, from this one, it's also showing an upward trend. If you notice, you see, it's going up. So it's telling me that the possibility of this market going up is high. You see? So I will likely enter after the close of this hammer, maybe the first hammer. Then where we set a stop loss, you set a stop loss at the swing low, the lowest point it has gotten in previous time, which is point. You see this one I'm drawing now. This point is 22.55. Just in case it goes down, if you just hit it and you saw entry, I would like to set this area or just a little bit below the swing low. You see, I'll set this somewhere here. So if it goes down to this point, I'll be stopped at. But there's higher probability if this trade is shown in all-time frame. If all-time frame signify upward trend, then it is a good one. But one thing you need to know, this is key. This what I'm about to say will change everything about your trading. Everything, trust me. And what
Hello,
is
I
mentally driven?
think your connection is your line is breaking.
Really?
Mute and unmute. Let's see if it's gonna solve the
Okay,
problem.
can you hear me now?
Good.
Okay. Okay, what I want to say is very important, is key.
Yeah, go on. Yeah,
When trading cryptocurrency, you combine the news and your technical analysis. They should be married together. There shouldn't be any wide range between them. It helps you, it gives you higher possibility to trade. Let's say there's a news of a country adopting Bitcoin, and you see some previous green candles, you see some upward trend, and you want to trade futures. Because futures, mostly this technical analysis is very good for day traders, and you can't, if you trade futures without leverage, you won't make much. Okay? But if you trade with leverage, you make much. Even as a 5% change with let's say 10x, that's a 50% gain of your money for the day. Okay? But there you need to be very good at it because it also has its own risks. So I'm trying to say, when you trade fundamental and technical together, you have a higher chance of winning. A very high chance of winning. Okay. So without that being said, I've explained candlesticks, but I'll give that in detail in a bit. Maybe in our next class, I'll do that, or I will send some materials. So we've talked about drawing tools, which we use to draw support and resistance. We use it to draw also trend lines. We use it to draw also trend channels. We talked about candlestick psychology, what the candlestick represents, but we didn't go detail into it. And we talked a little about structure, which is by far the most effective aspect of technical analysis, structure trading. So another thing I want to give a hint also is indicators. Okay, indicators. Indicators are lagging, but oftentimes if you can combine indicators properly, you will have a very good chance. So this is an MA, this is a 9 MA, okay? So watch me now. There's one experiment I want us to do. Watch anytime the market has gone high or is showing an entry point. You see, I said I would have entered after this candle, right? Now, if you want to use MA, enter after candle in that direction is not touching the line. You see, this one is touching the line, Shay. We don't know if it's going to come back. But see, the next one, this green one, is not touching the line. So if we say we enter in this one I started there, it's not touching the line. That is 2340. We would have ridden this market to somewhere, definitely around this area, because there's a resistance in this area. It's always going to come down in this area. Why? There's a resistance in this area. If you can count, is much. And let's say you didn't go out from this market. 23, 23, 38, and 24, 24, 36. The margin of change, even if it's 5%, even if it is 4% change, if you trade in futures with 10x or 5x, that's a very good profit, bro. So what I'm trying to say is that this indicator is going to give you a very good sign for entry point, and also it can give you a sign for an exit point. When it starts going down and it doesn't touch the line, you can say, okay, let me go down here. Well, I don't use that one. I use structure for exits. Remember, it's a combination. So when it's there, when it has given me this first pin, it means that here the sellers push this market downwards. Okay? Can we get this done? It means that at this point, the seller push this market downwards. I was okay, maybe it will go up. It has turned red, and it is giving you a shooting star. Sorry, a hanging man rather. You see, I would have said, okay, no, this is a sign of downward. I would have gone out. Once this candle closes, I would have logged off the market. But if I'm not using that one, I have my take profit. Take profit should be lower, a little bit lower than the previous support or resistance. But in this case, it's going to be a little bit lower than the resistance. Okay. Okay. Let's say this is our resistance here. Okay, this is our resistance. I would say this should be a little bit lower than the resistance. You see? Take profits. You will definitely likely hit the resistance. They just set it a little bit lower. Then maybe somewhere here. You see? You can just take profits here. Okay. So by the way, this, and also you watch the volume. Volume is also is a good indicator. You see, volume was increasing here. Volume, it was increasing. So it's a good sign for you to enter the markets. So without that being said, we've done a very good recap on technical analysis. So in our next class, we'll be focusing on each aspect as a whole. We've done much on drawing tools. So the next one we want to focus on going to be structure. Structure and candlestick. We're going to focus more on structure and candlestick, and of course, I'll give you some indicators to go up with. So at this time, I want to entertain questions. Is there any question?
Okay.
Yes.
Go on. Please go on.
All right. Good evening. My question is pretty much simple. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly, sir.
All right. I trade in the forex market, ne? So I wanted to know, when you trade on cryptocurrencies, like how much are the returns like when you compare them with the forex market? Like what's the difference like in terms of returns? Thanks.
Okay, that's a very good question. Okay, so is there any other question? The first question, what was asked?
I asked one earlier. I don't know if you have that or you want me to repeat it.
Okay, recap, please. Recap.
Yeah, I said that from what I heard, like if you are considering the 1 hour time frame, that each candle represents an hour.
Okay.
And I know that within that 1 hour, there are sales and there are people are buying. So what determines whether the candle is red or green?
or the structure.
Okay.
Okay. That's called candlestick formation. Candlestick formation. Is there any other question?
Yeah, a
Hello,
second
guys.
question. A second question is that you said we should listen to news and combine it with the technical analysis. So where can we get the up-to-date news that will match with our trading time?
Okay. Let me start with the last question. I'll call it FA plus TA. Okay. See, the truth is that if you're a very good technical analyst rather, you don't need to look at any news, Elon Musk or no Elon Musk. Everything that will happen on the market will reflect on the charts. If you say Elon Musk he bought $2 billion worth of BTC, you don't need to know if it's true or not. It will print in the chart. Each candlestick will tell you it's time to buy, even if you pay attention to the news or not. Okay, well, for beginners, if we combining the news will help you make that decision. Okay, but professionals, we don't look at the charts and we don't look at the news. Whatever happening in the news, whether in Mexico, El Salvador, US, China, it's always going to show on the charts. You understand? So the platform you can use is Twitter. What you need to do is to follow some influencers, projects you like trading on, your favorite coins, follow their CEOs, their company and all that to know their news. That will help you know if they're having bullish news or bearish news. Okay. So the first question you ask is called candlestick formations. Okay. What determines the colors of the candles and also the shape of the candle? If you look at this candle, you know that they are not the same shape and they are not the same colors. Okay. So what determines the colors is that if it opens like in an upward trend, upward, okay, if the previous candle opens below the previous one, if a new candle opens below the previous one, in this case, okay, let's see this one. We are upward trend. This is open below, you see, this is open and closes above. You see, it's above this previous one. It will be green because it means that it's still on the upside. Okay, so let's look at this one, and that's the color for the color. If this one open above and closes below, it will take a color of red. You see, consistency in trend determines the color. Okay, so let's go back to this one now. If this candlestick, you see, this is a downward trend. Downward always signify green. Okay, now it means that it opens up and closes down. It opens up and closes down. It opens up. Now you see this one. Why is this one green? Is because it closes above. You see this green one. This last one is there. This green one closes above, indicating that we are having a different approach or a different turnaround in the markets. So when talking about the shape is like a torso pushing. This one means, okay, seller, they enter this market. The market started here. It started here. This one now I want to explain. Is on up. This is a hammer. It means that the market opened below here and went up. And the sellers, they sold to this point. Okay. Then it pushed up again, forming a hammer. This one means, okay, it opened here and pushed up without much selling pressure. It sold, and without buying pressure, it sold. Now, towards the end of the top, sellers, okay, and buyers have exhausted their energy. So sellers, okay, let's take charge. And sellers now sold a little bit. And the next candle that opens, it opens below below this point, slightly below this point. That's why it took the shape of red, the color of red. Sellers now say, okay, let's say they sold to this point. And buyer say, okay, well, let's buy. They push, and this one now opened above this red one. I don't know if it is clear. Hello?
Why do you say the red one opened above the green one in this case?
Okay.
Okay.
Are you seeing it clearly?
Yeah.
If the market is going up, it means that it opens in the down to go up. You see? Every market opening like this one, and this one that is forming now, it means that this one opened here and it's going down. You see?
Okay.
Now, if the market want to change now situations now, let's say a green one want to open, we don't know what the color is. If it opens above here, above this one, it will take a form of green. If it closes, if it opens just the opening, we take the shape of green. If it closes above, it has shown a bullish candle, like buyers are buying, sustaining the market. The difference is just opening and closing. I will send a picture of everything I've taught today, a picture to explain drawing tools, candlestick formations, and structured trade. I will send them after the class is over. But the question is clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome, sir. So the last question is the returns. Crypto space is much driven by emotions. Okay, that's the truth. Most persons investing in crypto, they don't understand. We just do it for the money's sake. When the money comes, we're happy. If it doesn't come, we cry foul. So that's the psychology of investors in crypto space. That's one. And crypto space, the cryptocurrencies are not regulated. Thereby, they are highly volatile. And I want to say, the most important thing in a trader's skill set is volatility of the markets. Okay? Oh my God, Christensen. It's volatility of the markets. If you have a market that will move -20 in a day, the majority of people will be crying. See, 100,000 I put inside the market, 100,000 I've turned to 80,000. Here's the 20,000 go. But in a skilled trader, that's an opportunity. The more volatile it is, that's the profit they make. Just give me all I want in a day. If I'm using 20x leverage, all I want in a day is just 2% change. If I can capture 2% change for the day, is a good one. That 2% change in forex market is going to, depending on your lot size, is going to give you how many pips is that about? I'm not sure about the pips here, but in crypto here, it's going to give you, if you're using leverage of 20x, you have just 2% change. It's going to give you 40% for that day. Okay. So if you are very skilled, you prefer a more volatile market than a more stable market. No country will like to see its currency dwindle or crash like that. You see, there is policy, there is news and all that. In cryptocurrency, is not regulated. The volatility is there. The market is being decided by demands and supplies. So I don't know if I've answered your question, sir. So cryptocurrency gives more returns.
Yeah.
Because of the volatility.
Thank you so much, Sahari. Thank you so much for the wonderful lecture. You know, I believe every participant have gotten enough knowledge regarding even though it's not all the knowledge, but we have gotten a foundational knowledge regarding the charts, market chart, and this Ethereum and USDT. Yeah, so we shall be building on every lecture that is being taught or every teaching that we have. is it's like a layer. Yeah, a layer that is
Yeah.
set for subsequent teachings. Yeah, so from next week, we shall build on what we already have. And I'm encouraging everybody to, practice whatever you're teaching. You go back, watch the video again to be uploaded on the YouTube channel. Watch the the video again. Try as much as possible to try it in your own channel. Until you practice, you don't actually know, or whatever you learn. Until you practice, you don't actually know it. So I'm encouraging everyone to do that. Next week we'll converge again, same time, as we discuss further on technical analysis. Yeah, there are some announcements. Hello, Madam Vicky. Do you want to give the announcement? Hello, Miss Vicky.
Hello,
Okay.
hello, Progress. Just sorry about that, but just a quick question. As a new beginner, if you want to trade, what time frame should you be considering? Is it 30 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hours?
Okay. Mr. Progress, can you give an answer to that one, please? As a beginner.
As a beginner, well, though I believe that you should start with 1 hour. Within 1 hour, short. You can try to. It depends anyway, and you can try to do day trading like 1 hour. Yeah, to test. Then as a beginner, I will not advise you to do something with a large capital. Maybe just 1 hour to test your skill. Then once you've known that, you can be trying this and also combine it with something like coding, like like you may consider like days, let's say 2 days, 3 days to also try to at least test your skills in it. So you can 1 hour is good, and you can also go for days.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, Harry,
Okay.
is that okay?
Okay.
Can I also say something, please? Can I also say something?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we don't really have enough time. I want to give the announcement, then we'll continue on WhatsApp the discussion.
Okay. It was just about this time frame and this about the beginners stuff that he asked.
Okay,
Yeah, he said
fine.
1 hour. I think just to add, it depends on how much the person is actually trading with. Some equity may not be able to hold for 1 hour.
Okay, depends. Yeah, I think it's a relative question.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, thank you so much for attending the 25 technical analysis crypto technical analysis masterclass. It has been an exciting moment. A learning moment. I mean, yes. 25. We have some services that are very important to the community members. To the community, we have P2P. If you are buying coins, or if you are buying coins, you can come to 25 buying. Yeah, what we say is not just coin, we say security. You are dealing with people that not trusted to an extent. We ensure that the system is you ensure that your transaction is guaranteed, and your transaction does not fall to the wrong hands by providing escrow service for you. Then also, if you want to have an investment portfolio, yeah, we also provide the service on 25. Yeah, from next week, we are proposing, or we are planning of having a signal, a free signal platform, a free signal group where everyone that is learning technical analysis can be given